Whoop, whoop. How you doing, guys? It's Stephen Connolly. It's 20 to 2, exactly 20 to 2 in the morning, and I happen to be playing the guitar all day today because I got hurt boxing again on the rib that I broke. Previous injury, sports, you know, athletic guy. So, whenever I get hurt boxing, I see to go back to guitar. So I play guitar all day long, and my nephew was just here, and I was just giving him some information on you know, like a little lesson. And when you make up some songs and stuff like this, you can really do a lot with simplifying things. And this is what a lot of people don't realize is like, well, what I did was just now, I'm assuming you just have a little bit of knowledge. This is maybe for a kind of a beginner, but maybe someone who's been playing for a little while, but not too long. What I did was I showed him, we worked around a D minor chord, which the notes in a D minor chord are a D, F, and an A. And what we did was we just picked basically a D, F, and an A. But you know, I tried to make it as creative as we could with just those three notes, because I was simulating as if we had a bass guitar, but we didn't use it. I just used this cheap guitar. Well, it was $250 and nothing fancy. So what I did was I picked the notes, and I picked the D here, the F, whoop, kidding, D, F, and then open A. So these three notes, it was, like I said, I'm assuming you knew that the notes in the D minor chord was D, F, and A. So around these three notes, instead of doing just a triad like, whoop, this, which is another D, F, A. So you could even use that as an arpeggio. I just did the open A to make it different, you know, use it, make it more creative. So what I did was try to make it as melodic as I could to show him that it doesn't need to be hard and it doesn't need to be fancy, and you don't need to know a lot to actually sound good or make somebody, you know, like if you sit down with somebody and they want you to play something, you know, to just think about it and try to always show what you practice is hard. So if you just practice in scales, it's just going to be, you know. And people are going to be like, man, you know any songs? Do you know any songs? And you know, it's just going to suck because you're practicing all day to learn the scales, which is important, but you're not going to know how to use it to where it sounds cool. So what we did was we picked the three notes, and I made up a little melody and just showed him what you could build on, just something so small. So I took those three notes and I did this with it, just D, F, A, and I made those notes into this. It's not hard at all. It's not hard what I'm doing, but it's a little catchy, and that's the strongest point of, that's like the strongest, that's the chunk of what you do around. So everything now is going to be based around that. So what I did was, I knew you have the scales right here because a root note is in it. So this would be the third pentatonic scale, where the root note is right there. So if you know your root notes and you're practicing all that crap with the root notes and your scales, you know, it would jump right out at you. It was right there. So it'll be easier to build off of that. So like I said, I did this. And with the rest, I started adding to it. You got the third here, you got the fourth pentatonic here, you know, you got major scales and all sorts of other things right around, but we'll keep it simple with just basically pentatonic scales. So I basically used pretty much what I have right here and try to make it as creative as I could to show him it doesn't need to be hard and it can be effective and people will listen to it. So here's what you could do. Well, here's what I did to show him. Alright, now, again, you want to incorporate everything into a metronome or with drums. Right now we'll keep it with the metronome because it's too late to be pumping drums. This guy will throw me out. So So I did it quick. I did it at 80, just to get a feel and just to show you. Set the metronome at 80, which is a decent tempo, and you work around with something small, you make it big, you'll be on stage in no time. Like I said, it's all about how you I can't even speak. It's 2 in the morning. How you how you get it out, how you express it. So everybody who plays, they all play their own way. No one's gonna play this exactly the same as I would, unless you're just copying me. But like, this is my take on it. You'll have your take on it. Everything you do, like the way you learn words and the way you speak them, is the way you're gonna play. Like, I'll learn the same thing as you, but I'll play it my way. You know what I mean? It's like that. So here's what I got out of it, and you could do something simple and get what you can out of it. Here we go. Got to keep the timing now. Now it gets a little trickier. Now you see how it kept going back to that melody, because that was the strongest point, and that's what everything was based around, and that's how you do it. It's a very simple way to get the most out of your practice and your songwriting for free from Stephen Connolly. Take care.